everybody, and welcome. Debo here, and today we're going to take a look at Sastasha Hard Mode, one of the dungeons added in patch 2.4. First things first, here's where you unlock it, right here in 7th Heaven in Revenant's Toll in Mordona. Talk to this guy right here, and he will get you started on the quest, aptly named, It's Definitely Pirates. The quest will send you to Limziliman's upper docks and a place near and dear to my heart, the Marauders Guild, where you will talk to the leader of the Yellow Jackets. And with that done, you get sent to talk to the NPC in front of Sastasha to unlock the dungeon and get in your duty finder. With the dungeon unlocked, let's jump right into the run. This is our first time in Sastasha since we first entered it at level 16 way back when. And the dungeon maintains much of its basic element in the opening trash mobs, which for the sake of time we'll speed through much like last time. In draining the dungeon, we find ourselves at the first boss. The boss is pretty direct and hits pretty hard. In our case, we used our gear advantage to heal through and DPS down the boss without falling during the cannons. However, there is a tailwind move that needs to be interrupted and stunned as often as you can. That tailwind move. Surviving that onslaught, we find ourselves moving on to the second boss. Trash mobs again here are pretty basic. Fish and crabs with very easily telegraphed movements you can dodge. Lamia mobs, however, are unique. The archer in the center will be healed every time one of these green orbs makes it to her. So you have to destroy them as fast as you possibly can. They don't have a lot of life, but when you destroy them, they deal damage to everyone in them. And they will continue to spawn as long as she's alive. Luckily, the Lamias don't actually do all that much damage. It is the exploding orbs that provide most of the damage that needs to be healed. 2 sets of Lamia down, we find ourselves in the arena for the second boss, Captain Madison. If you remember him from normal mode, he was the pirate you chased through most of the dungeon before meeting his untimely end at the final boss. This time he's back, but with a lot of minions and a terrible case of the squid head. There isn't much to his mechanics. He will knock everyone back, choose a target and dash to them, and try to cleave. Simply don't be standing on each other so he doesn't hit all of you. After this, he'll single target somebody and begin shooting at them. Simply run around to take less damage and he will lose focus and return to attack. After this basic damage phase, he will again spawn adds that you will need to clean up and continue fighting. Note if you do not keep moving during his targeting phase where he continues to shoot you, he will continue to shoot you until you die, so please continue moving until he stops. When the captain gets low, he'll retreat like he did in normal mode. He will then spawn a bunch of adds that you will need to kill in order to finish the fight. Note, some of these are crawling adds from Pharaoh Sirius that will stun and immobilize anyone they reach. You'll need to kill them first in order to maintain stability in the fight. None of the adds have that much HP though, and the fight is pretty much over once Madison leaves the arena. Much of the trash packs you need to clear to get to the final boss are pirate adds. Unfortunately, this room, unlike in normal, you cannot skip any of the mobs in it and just put them all out. Clearing this room, however, doesn't mean you immediately get to proceed to the final boss, as Madison's first mate spawns. This little sub-boss will spawn a large amount of adds that need to be AoE down while maintaining single target DPS on top of him. The adds do not do a terribly large amount of damage, but there are a lot of them. So eventually, if you choose not to kill them and just single target down the first mate, you will have a problem. First mate dispatched, it's time to move on to the final boss, which is not Madison. Poor guy. He's never going to be a good pirate. Final boss is indeed our friend from Hullbreaker Island, the Kraken. The Kraken fight is pretty direct. You need to kill all of the Kraken arms before you engage the head. You can ignore the tentacles almost completely and just heal through their damage. They do a lot less damage. The reason you kill the arms before fighting the Kraken is because if there are no arms up when the Kraken uses his move Stranger Tides, nothing will happen. If there are arms up, however, you will take a lot of AoE damage. This boss fight is essentially a really long game of whack-a-mole where you go around the room clearing out the arms and then returning to the head to DPS. Keep in mind that the tentacles will obey exactly as they did in Hullbreaker Island, stunning anyone that is close and then tossing them away, essentially disabling you for a short amount of time. As the Kraken's health gets lower and lower, more and more arms will spawn in the room, and you'll need to rush with the DPS in order to get them all down before Stranger Tide is used. This fight is clearly an endurance and resource management fight, as it lasts for a very long time. you can endure the onslaught of tentacles, arms, waves, and ink, the Kraken will fall and you will have completed Sastasha hard mode. Congratulations. That concludes our video. Thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.